Bonsoir. You know, this is kind of nostalgic because this is actually our very last going deeper slash cultural tips. Because we're going to be focusing on numbers and some phrases and expressions in Creole because you're down to your last few lessons. So remember that if you ever feel like, I'm going too fast, I want you to pause where you're at, take a few steps back, go back a lesson, go back 2 lessons until you start feeling like, oh, this is boring. I already know this stuff. Move on again. Okay. I don't want you to make your goal to finish the 20 lessons and then see how much you've learned based on the lessons in level 2. Level 2 is just about seeing what you've learned. My videos are older because they're just sentences to practice, stories to listen to, dialogues to go, wow, if I'm in this in Haiti and if this is happening, am I going to understand it? And you use all the tools that I've given you. And you're going to do great at it. But what I'm saying is don't rush yourself. Slow down. Take your time. You want to learn, not finish. That's the way to look at it. Okay? So one of the things I want to go over is assiette. It means dishes. It means plate. But vaso also means that. V-E-S-O. Vaso also means dishes. You can lave assiette yo, or you can lave vaso yo. So wash the dishes. Lave assiette yo. Lave vaso yo. Very good. Ate means ground, as in the floor. But to ground something down is moulin. M-O-U-L-E-N. Moulin is to grind something. That's a very big difference. Okay? But ate is the noun. Moulin is the action to grind something. So I always have a lot of fun with some of the words that we have multiple ways of saying something. Like in English, you could just say bottle. You could say glass bottle, plastic bottle. There are some differences. You could say jar and stuff like that. But in Creole, if you want to say glass bottle, you would literally say bouteille. Bouteille. B-O-U-T accented E-Y is bouteille. But if you want to say plastic bottle, like a baby's bottle, the plastic ones, you would say bidon. The plastic bottles of water, bidon. B-I-D-O-N. Bidon. Now, if you want to say a jar, like this is a jar, you would not say bouteille because it's a plastic jar. It's still a jar. It's not a bottle. So you would say bocal, B-O-K-A-L. Now, the jar by which you would serve someone something to drink. In English, you can call it a jar sometimes. It depends on what it looks like, right? But then you can call it a pitcher. When it is a pitcher, it's a krish. Now, I taught you this word a few lessons down, K-R-I-C-H, krish. So it's important to know those differences in Creole because a bottle is not just a bottle. I want to hit on the word shum. Shum does mean room because it comes from that word chamber. So shum means room. But if I say, mwen prale nan sham mwen, I'm going to my room, it automatically becomes bedroom. Ale nan sham nan. If I tell a child, go to the sham, I'm saying go to the bedroom. This is because in our culture, a lot of Haitians have the 2-room house or the 1-room. My dad and his family, they were a family of 9. They had 1 room. So it was just a sham. No one would say bedroom, dining room, pat gisa. There was none of that. Pat gisa, and it's not seen as this poor us, we're so sad. It was just everybody was the same way. So shum, it would be like two people, there were two rooms in a home. So if someone's speaking to someone, there are two people having a conversation and they're saying, go to the shum. Well, obviously that person knew, oh, it's the bedroom. So shum for us would kind of mean that sometimes would mean bedroom. If you want to say the room as in it's not a bedroom, we have different salon. Salon à manger, room at which we eat. Salon à manger, that's very French, salon à manger. Dining room, salon de bain, the salon of bathing, the room for bathing. So it's very different from English, but it's because of our culture. This is cultural. We don't have all these rooms typically in Haiti unless someone is more well off and they have several rooms. Okay, so that's the difference there. I know I taught you guys the word ditu and mem. So it means at all, but you could say mem in the same way. Mem, M-E-N-M. I taught you that it can mean at all, even though it means same. It can mean at all. I don't want to talk to her at all. Mwen pa vle pale avec li du tout. Mwen pa vle pale avec li mem. Mem. Yay! We could say that several times. So it's kind of the same thing. A lot of times people say, I feel so weird saying douche. Douche literally just means shower. That's what it means. If I say mwen pral baigner, I'm going to bathe, it's understood. It could be a shower. It could be I'm in a bukit, I'm in a bassin. Not in a bukit, I'm in a bassin, B-A-S-E-N. We had a big metal bassin, which is how I took baths until I was like 6, because we lived in a village and that's what we did. But then there's bucket baths, when our family lived in Haiti in the summers, many times where we just, had a container that we would dip into a bucket and we would pour it and take a bath. I remember I used to just throw my hair in it to get it all wet. Okay, so bokit, B-O-K-I-T is bucket. But if you're going to take a shower, mwen pral fe douche mwen. I'm gonna do my shower. I'm gonna do my douche. It's not the douche, it's the douche, okay? Mwen pral fe douche mwen. So that's what's happening there. Superlatives in Creole are really easy. I know. I just want to go over them. It's like saying more adjective, more descriptor. That's it. If you want to say big, gwo. If you want to say bigger, in English, we add ER so that it makes it super, so that it goes from being big to super, like big, bigger. In Creole, we put P in front of it to make it more big. So instead of just being gwo, it's piguo. It's bigger. Oh, she's like the most beautiful. P belle. She's more beautiful. In English, you can't say beautiful, but in Creole, we do that. So if you want to say someone's more beautiful than someone else, you would say he's more handsome, surpassing someone. Li pi beau pasil. He's more handsome, surpassing him. So that's where that passé is coming from, than him. You don't have to say, if I'm tired, moins fatigué. If you want to say, I'm more tired, moins pi fatigué. If you want to say, I'm the most tired out of all of you, you could say, moins pi fatigué passé nous toutes. But you don't have to. You can just say, moins pi fatigué toujours. I am more tired still. It's like saying still, even though you guys are saying it, I'm even more still. We don't always say passé tout. We really don't do that. Kids tend to do it more tired than all, more big than all. Just putting the P in front, pig wool, will make, even when the next person says, but she's pig wool, li pig wool. No, moi pig wool. But if you want to say bigger than all, moi pig wool passe tout, you can do that. We just culturally, we don't need to do that because our 80% is just like everything. It really is. It really emphasizes everything that it needs to touch on, if that makes any sense. Okay. So what I want to talk about is the um, drinking, the things that we used to drink. I wanted to say cups, but I had to be careful because cups in general is gode. That just means cup. But if I want a glass, a cup that's made of glass, I would not say gode. I would say V, accented E. So there is that glass cup, okay? Not bocal. This is not a proper glass, okay? It's there as in a glass to drink from that is made of glass, okay? But if it's a mug, you won't say gode. You would say tas, T-A-S. So basically, tasse is a mug, like you want a tasse cafe, a tasse de cafe, tasse à café, a mug of coffee, a mug with coffee. We actually don't say that. That's an English thing. Can I have a cup of coffee? We wouldn't say that. We would just say le café because we know the person knows you got to give it to me in a mug. There are certain expressions that don't translate over to English. I know I've said it and I know I'm being redundant. It's really important to understand because as I am introducing more vocabulary to you right now, still, I don't want you to forget the foundational rules, okay? For example, here's a word, rapide. Rapide means fast, quick, but so does vite, V-I-T. Li mange vite. She eats quickly. Hurry up, as in go fast. Allez rapide, go fast. Allez vite, go fast, go quickly. So you have rapide, you have vite. Now we do have an expression like right quick, tout suite, T-O-U-S-W-I-T. Remember when you see W-I, it sometimes translates as U-I. Sometimes we do that, T-O-U-S-U-I-T. It's the same thing, tout suite, tout suite. Tout suite is like saying right quick. Ma fini tout suite. I'm gonna come right quick, like right back. That's an expression. We do say that sometimes. I'm sure that you've heard that at some point. This is so weird. This is our last going deeper, our last cultural tips, which means that all of these new videos I'm adding. If you're new to this program used to be 5 hours, and I have added just a substantial amount, as you can see, because I feel that it is so important for you to learn the cultural aspects of the language. And I hope you don't skip the cultural tips part thinking it's not important, because you may say something offensive without trying. And in our culture, we're very forgiving, but we are also very direct. So I want to cover those bases with you. I want you to learn how to comprehend Creole. I don't just want you to do the reading and the writing in the book and not listen to the Creole that I'm giving you with the practice sentences, with the stories, with the little memory verses going, I don't need that. These are all tools. These are all things to listen to again and again and again and again and again and go, oh, I get it. I get it. I've listened to this for a year straight. I get it. That's what I want. I don't want you to just finish the program. I want you to remember Creole. Okay, so that was excellent. Very proud of you. Right now, again, it is time for you to just listen to the exercice in Creole. Download the video. Give it a thumbs up so you can remember that you've already downloaded it, and just so I can know that you have seen it. Okay? All right. Au revoir.